Boston has officially submitted its bid to host Amazon's second headquarters on Thursday, offering 4 different sites as possible locations. While they may serve as lifelines during such crises, traumatic events stay with officers long after they leave a scene. And Massachusetts recorded the second most seizures and arrests involving the synthetic opioid fentanyl in the country. And over in Newton, hundreds of Boston College students walked out of class on Wednesday to oppose racism. So all eyes are on the White House right now, but we should also be taking into consideration the Senate. So how are those results looking so far? The resulting injuries, a dislocated left ankle and a fractured tibia, required Hayward to go through surgery on Wednesday night, which was reportedly a success. And several Boston University alums in Hollywood are speaking out about the Fallen from Grace movie producer Harvey Weinstein. The vote in favor of the legislation was overwhelming, 151 votes in favor to only 3 against. One of the major races that we're seeing is the one out of New Hampshire. It's been one of the most expensive advertising races that we've seen so far. How do you think that's going to impact the results that we see? The agreement serves as a solution to Wheelock's recent financial difficulties, which included spending increases, declining enrollment, and lackluster alumni donations. You write songs, you are the producer of music, obviously, and most recently you've also taken to singing on your tracks as well. So how do you combine all those elements when you're going through your process to create a final product? Mexico's peso is down to its lowest in 2 decades after election results last night. Yeah, and you had a number of artists that did contribute to that, especially at the music festival, right?
Yeah.
So how did listening to those artists influence you to become what you are today? Karen Solomon hopes law enforcement culture will change as younger generations rise in the ranks. You yourself, as a music producer, your job's completely different than what it would have been like 10 years ago even.
Yeah.
And as a new artist, how do you feel about those changes? Even though we can't take who the president is out of these results so far, we can surmise that the country in general is divided. So how do we reconcile that in the future?
On October 26, 2016, Heidi Harper returned home from EMT training to a nightmare.
911.
I need a deputy to come to my house.
What's going on?
Her husband, Sergeant Jesse Peterson, had taken his own life in their garage. He served in law enforcement for 17 years.
New York Times predicted that we would have a really short night, and that is exactly the opposite that we're seeing. So if Hillary Clinton has
that doesn't mean you should cancel your Times subscription, though. Stick with them.
Got to support our friends at the Times.
Exactly.
So if Hillary Clinton has a smaller margin now, what's her path to victory? Is there a path to victory?
Her path to victory is pretty much through the Midwest at this point.
103 law enforcement officers have committed suicide so far this year, 8 of which are from Massachusetts. Currently, these deaths are not recognized as in the line of duty. As a result, affected families can immediately lose all financial assistance like health and life insurance, pensions, and death benefits. Although organizations like Blue Help are working to end this stigma, the fight is ongoing. An unspoken battle waged by police officers and their families alike, a scene they cannot walk away from.
To everybody else, this is a story. Jesse's death is a story. This is my reality. This is my children's reality. Every day they see that flag box on the mantle. That means Dad's gone.
Caitlin Schiffer, NBC Boston.